right, so that was the catalog that I like to use when I price stuff online. So now let's see how much it's going to cost for us to build a system right here at this place using all the numbers from our energy spreadsheet. So we need the combiner disconnect box. That's going to be $377. And then we calculated that this place would be using about 144 amp hours over a 24-hour period. So we know using our formula that we're going to need a battery bank that's at least 740 amp hours. They didn't have one that size in the catalog, so the closest one they had was the 856 amp hour battery bank, and I explained why that's going to be so much better than the 740 amp hour one. And then we need the inverter, and we know that we need a 2400 watt inverter for this place, but the prices just seem to work that we're going to get a 3000 watt inverter. And again, that is just even better than the 24, and that's going to cost us $1633. And then of course we need the meter. We got to know what's happening with everything. And then we need the backup generator. You're going to need a generator, and as I explained, you want to get one that's going to be good and reliable. You want one that's going to be big enough that can power your batteries, that it's not going to be overworked, that it's going to allow you to run the power tools when you need the power tools. You want it to just sip gas. You don't want it to be breaking down, and you don't want it to be too noisy. So I showed you the website with this with the generator, 6.5 kilowatt Honda, which is just a great generator to start with. So your total before your panels, we're looking at $11,190. Now that just takes into account all the items. So there, depending on where you are, there might be tax on top of that. If things need to be delivered to your place, there'll be delivery charges. Hopefully you can install most of the stuff yourself, but if not, then there's going to be the installation charges for those guys. And then sometimes you need little various connectors. Like out of your DC disconnect, quite often you need those little clamps that hold the wires in place. And those are a few bucks there, but all the various connectors should be less than $1,000. So you can go off grid without solar panels, but you can be off grid with just a generator charging your batteries for $11,190. So that's not too bad. Now let's say we don't want to run the generator and we want to use the solar panels. So the approximate price list there. So we're starting at $11,190 for everything but the panels. We figured out that we'd probably want a panel system that's about 3,000 watts, and we're not going to spend any more than $1 a watt for our panels. So that's $3,000 there. Then, like I was explaining, the Outback equipment, it lasts forever. The prices are great. The support is really good. So I really highly recommend you go with the Outback FlexMax 80. And because we have 3,000 watts, we're going to need two of those. So they're $510 each. And so for a total of $1,020. And then the wire, I showed you how to calculate the diameter of the wire you need. Let's assume you're about 75 feet away between your solar panels and your battery bank. And you need the two wires. So it's going to be $150 for your wiring. And so your total now is $15,360. So seeing this number now, knowing what I spent, 14 years ago, I'm just so jealous. And if you guys follow all the calculations that I showed you how to do, and just take the shortest route wherever you can, you're going to get things done so much cheaper and so much faster than it cost me to do it. Now, this is for a system like it's better than mine. But the one thing that is the same as mine is we didn't include the racking system for the panels, right? And because I built my own out of wood, and that doesn't cost very much. But if you want to do it the right way, and this is what I recommend, it's all based on your budget, of course, but racking at 60 cents per watt, you're looking at another $1,800 for the manufactured racking. That's going to make installation so much easier, and it's going to reduce so much stress on you if you can afford the extra $1,800, because you know that these are built to withstand the winds and stuff. So if you add the additional racking, then your system's going to run you $17,160. All right, so now let's look at different ways that we can conserve power.